All right, guys, we're just setting up now for Crash 4. It's going to be a great run. In the meantime, we have gotten some more donations. Big shout outs to everybody here. We've got Mama CJ with another $10 donation saying just for the cuteness. Appreciate you, Mama CJ. Thank you very much. And Solarium with a whopping $51 saying, I know my man Tacos is going to destroy this game as per usual. Good luck, my man, and make sure to pray to Bob on a nightly basis. Thank you so much for that donation. That puts us at $38.96. We're $4 away from me keeping my job, people. Somebody make that happen, please. I need this. CJ's he's ravenous when it comes to these things. And then we are sitting at $177.50 out of $485 needed for the hard mode of Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer. We can make that happen. We got a full day ahead of us before that that comes into place. So definitely over 24 hours here. We can definitely make that happen. But I think we're going to hit 4K. We got to make 4K happen before the end of my shift, people. Let's go $3,900 first so I can keep my job and then see what CJ says. But 4K is definitely something we can reach for. But hold on, I just realized that $51 donation, that went towards Crash being played. So, Team Coco, if you guys want Coco to be played, you got to make it happen. Because right now she's behind by a full dollar. Just $1 though. Somebody can change things like that. And Shuli donates $4 saying, I saved your job. Now please send pics of the babies, one for each dollar. I will, Shuli. I will send you pictures of my dogs. Absolutely. That's 4 pictures. I guarantee you I will send them to you at some point tonight. After my shift, of course. And thank you. That puts us at $3,900. She donated that towards naming a Pokemon after me, after Crunchy Brown. Is it a Pikachu or an Eevee? I gotta find out. Give me 1 second here. So it's Eevee's name. So an Eevee named Crunchy Brown, but Spicy Bun's still in the lead with $15 here. You can also name it Leroy Jenkins or Vaporeon. So get those donations in for that, people. Now apparently CJ is not satisfied with this. We need to hit $4,000 for me to keep my job. I'm sorry, shoot, you tried your best. You guys tried your best when it came down to 3,800. But CJ is just never satisfied. Now it's got to be 4,000. I don't make the rules. I'm sorry, people. Just remember though, every dollar, this isn't for me. Every dollar goes to save the children. So you know it's a good cause. And just like that, the man himself, CJ, donated $1.50. And I can only assume that this went towards Team Coco. Let me 1 second here. I just got to refresh. That's right. CJ made it happen. Now Coco's in the lead by 50 cents. Come on, people. Get those donations in. You want Crash to be played or you want Coco to be played? This is a heated battle right now. That's okay, Shuli. I still love you. Don't worry. $4,000 else CJ will perform Kung Fu on Crunchy's body. Oh, God. I did not consent to that, Quo. But he's not wrong. So if you guys... Well, actually, no. People are going to want to see that. People are going to want to see CJ perform Kung Fu on my body. Let's not make that happen. But throw in the 4K, and I get to keep my job. And you know what? At some point, if we can get me to CJ, then I'll let him perform Kung Fu. We'll film it. We'll make like some sort of Speed Docs documentary around that. It'll be amazing. Just me getting my ass kicked by CJ. For 4K, people. Make it happen. Now we're going to go to another ad here, and then we've got Crash 4 coming up. It won't be too long, folks. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a great run.
बहुत अच्छा लगता कि मेरी बेटी पहले से कमज़ोर थी, अभी नॉर्मल में वो ये खेलती है, बोलती है, चलती है।
وين تمرتا وين تمرق مرارة بدو إخاجي داون.
والعظم يعني إيست الناس كامل يعني يقولوا لي مش تعيش البين يوزنوا يعملوا كل شيء الحمد لله.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Crash 4 here by CrispyTacoz. Any percent, this is going to be a great run. Before we get started, I just want to see who, because you guys are keeping this heated right now. We got to see who's in the lead. Is it Crash or is it going to be Coco?
Yeah, these guys are going crazy in the bid war right now.
How you feel?
We actually do have a couple of levels before we switch to Coco, so this can continue for like another 5 minutes.
Yeah, because
Coco's just edged the lead again.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's pretty crazy. You guys are going nuts for this bid war. So the bid war will officially stop when we get past Insanity Peak, because the first 2 levels we're hard stuck on Crash, so you got a lot of time.
That's perfect. So just so you guys know, Coco is now in the lead with $55, whereas Crash is sitting a little bit in the back there with $53.50. You guys can make that change at any moment. Get those donations in.
All right. Well, with that being said, let's make this file name and let's get the run going. All right. So let's do it for the SDA folk. SDAT. Sorry, we don't have 4. Otherwise, it would have been SDAT. But we take what we can get. All right. So I'll do a countdown and then we'll get the timer started. So 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright, so first level, aka the hardest level in the game, Rude Awakening. I am very, very familiar with this level. As you see here, you know, it's very reminiscent of Crash 1's like Insanity Beach, but just a little bit of a updated flair to it. You know, you got your boulders, you got your crabs, and then there's the death. Nice. So yeah, that's gonna happen because, you know, this is the hardest level in the game after all. As far as like movement goes in this game, it's very dependent on slide spins. The slide spins in this game is much different than the OG games like Crash 2 and 3 and NST. We don't have like any specific tech like hop sliding as we do in NST, but in this game we just have to change slide spins either very fast or just getting your distance. So you can do like hole skips like this little area coming up right now. And another thing introduced in this game is these rail sections. This is going to be like a lot of the downtime during some levels that have this, so this would actually be perfect in like rail sections like this. Not this one in particular, but the rail sections coming up in the later stages. Like just so you can like read off like donations or check on how the bid war is going and whatnot.
Yeah, so we just had another one by Nonch Scrunkle. I love that name. Saying, yeah. So saith the crunch, it's Team Coco's. That was a $3.50 donation. So again, Coco is still at 55, Crash at 53.50. But again, you guys, you've got some time left. Not much, but you got some time left to change things.
You have exactly 1 stage left before we decide who's the winner. So I gave you guys a little bit of extra time with that death at the beginning, so make good use of it. Alright, so we're coming up on the end portion here. All it is just a couple of slide spins. We're going to go on this platform, slide jump up here, and get a little height boost with the slam jump, so that way we just make it towards the end. And that is Rude Awakening. There's going to be a lot of momentum going in towards these levels, as you saw there. For, like, as long as we just don't die, obviously. Like, that's just going to be like the deciding factor in how fast we go in these levels. Alright, so coming up we got Insanity Peak. So this level here, we're going to do a little walk cycle here so we can do a bit of a rope manipulation. If we could pick this up right as it's coming through, we could be able to catch the 3rd rope in the background right as we approach it. It saves about a couple of seconds if we get it properly. So I'm going to see if I can get it. And yeah, I got it. Cool. So that's a good start. So depending on how fast you get these rope cycles in the game will actually determine what the cycles in the later rooms are going to be coming up. Now that's going to be very common for a lot of these stages because they're all dependent on cycles. So even the slightest misstep can mean certain doom. And you don't want that. Okay, so coming up is the Lani Loli room. This area is pretty bad depending on what cycle you make it to, because those platforms disappear on the cycle of Lani Loli is in the background actually like sleeping, so he's like snoring, and each time he snores the platforms disappear, so you have to figure out which way you have to go. Luckily for me, I'd have to go just straight in the middle, so not too much to worry about there.
How far away are we from the end of the level?
We're actually, after this section, it's going to be very close to the end, so this is the final chase sequence, and then we're just going to go towards the end. And I guess
it's moving.
I guess after the final check, yeah, once we hit that end checkpoint here, which is right now, we'll see who wins.
I can just hear Solarium trying to get another donation in to get Crash in the lead.
Oh yeah, you know,
All right.
you know it's happening.
Crash came in the lead and Coco just pulled ahead just literally seconds ago.
All right,
Yeah.
so that was the end of Insanity Peak. So who is the winner?
Coco.
Coco's the winner?
Officially
Fresh
Coco.
won last time here.
Yeah, so that was Insanity Peak, so this is it. So this is the point where we decide. So
Coco's
Coco,
in the lead.
Crash is actually in the lead at 73.50. Yeah.
73.50. Wow.
Yeah,
All right.
somebody just
Damn.
sniped it.
We're all right. We're sticking with Crash. All right. Well,
Yep.
sorry, Coco lovers. I guess
Yeah,
Damn.
it was just fate. We had
I
to.
It was
wholeheartedly
Solarium.
blame-
Solarium came in with $10 saying Crash is the best orange dog. Then Quo with $15 saying y'all are playing with chump change. Let's see if Team Crash has pockets. And Solarium came back with another 10 saying Crash for the win, baby.
Damn, the snipe to take it all. All right.
Solarium
Well,
really hates Coco.
yeah, I can tell. Big shout outs to Solarium in the chat, or wherever he is right now.
I just want to say during that entire level, I had the donation page up and I had to mute my mic just because of the noises that I made watching this.
You were getting really excited for that bid war, huh?
Oh, yes.
Oh, man,
I didn't care who won.
All right, that's great to hear. So now we can have you over here just talking, because like this is again like a rail section. There's really not much going on here. So if you want to read off those donations that came through for the bid war, please do.
So I had already read them off, yeah. So I mean, I can go through it again. If we had.
Yeah, because
Solarium
like
saying-
again, we're just gonna have another rail section coming up. Like
Yeah,
we
no
need time
worries,
to
yeah,
kill.
so-
Yeah.
So there we go. So $10 from Solarian saying Crash is the best orange dog, and then Quo had come in right after with a $15 donation saying y'all are playing with chump change. Let's see if Team Crash has pockets. And that's when Solarium came in at like the last second with another $10 saying Crash for the win, baby.
Sheesh. All right.
Y'all made it happen. Thank you so much to chat. Whether you voted for Coco or Crash, you guys, you know, it all goes to a great cause. It's all
Exactly.
for saving children. Thank
It's
you
all
so
for
much.
it's all for the kids in the end. So you know what? I'm sure they appreciate Orange Dog as much as I do. All right, so this section right here is just more hole skipping. As I mentioned earlier in Rude Awakening, you're gonna be seeing a lot of that. Okay, good. I nailed that section right there. So what I did there was I switched the masks back and forth because I forgot to mention that mask that we saw in the beginning, at the very end of Insanity Peak. We now use him. He's a quantum mask, and his power is that you get to phase things in and out of reality. It's pretty cool. And then you realize the other masks are just so much more better. So that's all we get for now.
Who cares about the quantum masks when we have a bid war?
True. Alright, my favorite level in the game, and my favorite level, I mean, I hate this level so much, because this is easily one of the worst levels in early game. Because of cycles like this, and I lost my mask, because depending on how early you do your spin there, your hitbox of your spin will determine if you actually clashes with the blade there or not. So since I lost that mask, I'm not going to be saving too much time coming up, because like it's like a 2-second time loss. It's not anything like too major or anything, but it just a minor inconvenience if anything at all. Rest in peace, Frank. Can we get some F's for Frank in the chat? So as you saw, Engine was very distraught that we just killed his favorite minion, but he didn't really seem to care about the other 4 that followed after. So I don't know. I think Engine's playing favorites at this point.
I mean, considering he literally just says, Frank, kill my favorite minion, yes.
Yeah, he's got bias, man. Alright, yeah, that little section right there, nice little clean movement at the end, and that's a Crash Compactor. No death
One thing
there.
about Crash-
Yeah. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
One thing about Crash Compactor, though, is considering Engine's playing favorites, but they all look identical, how does he know which one's Frank?
You know, that's a good point. Maybe they have name tags that we just don't see or something. I don't know.
He just knows he's got that strong of a bond with Frank.
Exactly. Yeah. big effort.
Just like
Frank.
one look.
Frank will never be forgotten. Don't worry about it. We will avenge him, even though we were the ones that killed him. All right. So hit the road. This is one of the levels with a big skip. So before, there's some fun lore behind this skip. This was known about months and months and months ago, but we kind of sealed it away because we found it a little too inconsistent, and we were calling it the Forbidden Tech for the longest time. So we're gonna be approaching it right now. What we're gonna do, we're gonna grab this mask and go over to these platforms over here, and we're gonna jump on this checkpoint box at a very specific angle. All right, and we're gonna jump up here and here. And then slide all the way to this platform, and then see if I can get the jump. Okay, I didn't get the jump, but I do have a backup here. This is the only reason why that we brought the skip back, is because that backup was found about, like, I want to say 6 months after the original skip. So now we have to implement it in every run, otherwise your run is dead. So now we have a very, very boring chase sequence coming up right now, which we're actually supposed to be in the Atlas Ball in this section here, but since we skipped that entire left section of the level, we can actually just outrun him just by slide spinning. So I don't have to worry too much about the tractor coming up. But we do get the Atlas Sphere at this part, so now the game continues like normal.
Yeah, hit the red skip saves quite a bit of time. Instead of bouncing off the box and then like going right, you actually go left, swing through a bunch of ropes and stuff, and there's like this whole like zigzag section you have to do.
Yeah, there's like a neat little like elevator like skip tech there too, which rest in peace elevator skip, you will not be forgotten. So we don't do that anymore because we just don't go to that area anymore. So the evolution of this game speedrun has been quite the journey, I will say that much. It's come a long way.
How much time do you save by doing this trick?
Oh, so for doing that skip, you save 40 seconds.
Oh, that's huge.
It is absolutely huge. So that's why if you fail that, and the thing about that skip is that you only have one shot of doing it because you bounce off a checkpoint box. So if you die, the box is not going to be there anymore. So yeah, it saves. It's a pretty big run decider. All right, so speaking of run deciders, we got Engine. Funny enough, this is actually a very easy boss fight. So I'm going to explain. There's going to be cycle skips or section skips that we're going to be doing. And I'm going to go into very thorough detail of how you do this. So I'm going to be coming up here and you slide spin. That's it. That's all you do. You just slide spin. Very, very thorough. Short, sweet, to the point. You climb up. So what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to have these sections of dodging plasma beams from these like boom boxes that Engine is throwing at you. You have to hit minions into the boom boxes, as you saw in the first part. But for some reason, the game decides that if you slide spin into Engine at a certain angle, without bouncing on the drums, it just skips that entire phase. Not sure why, but it saves like about a minute as opposed to actually doing the regular fight. Probably more than a minute, if anything. And that was Engine. Pretty easy fight.
I'll just take a second here to say that we are now sitting at $3,942. Keep those donations coming in, people. We're almost at 4K. I know we can hit it before the end of my shift. And again, we have to. Otherwise, I've lost my job.
Yeah.
And nobody wants that.
Make it happen, guys. We gotta keep...
Make it happen.
We gotta keep his occupation intact.
Thank you.
Did CJ increase your ransom again to 4K?
He did. He did.
Damn.
I think we can make it happen, like for sure.
Absolutely, we can make it happen. That's only $58. Come on, people. I know we can do
58. That's chump
Hey,
change.
look, if we get $1 a minute, we'll hit it.
Oh yeah, easily. All right, so another rail section coming up here. So not really much to talk about here. If there's any other like donation like read-offs you want to do, you can feel free to do so here.
Nothing yet, but as I just said, you know, $58 away from 4K. I think we can do like a dollar train, maybe. We can get that going. That'd be kind of nice. Chat,
Ooh.
I'll leave this in your hands. You know what I'm saying?
Did someone say
Did you-
train?
Apparently.
Yo, train?
Can we get a
Train?
whistle, perhaps?
Train.
Probably.
ho?
I think we need the whistle.
Oh, I think so too.
I also hear that the team Crash has deep pockets apparently.
yeah. They putting their money where their mouth is, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deeper than Team Coco's, apparently. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I don't know. That's what
I don't know.
it-
Team Crash likes to brag about their deep pockets right now.
Okay, so right now I just did a neat little like jump right there, just to skip that cycle of the platform. Yeah, I lost Mask here. So ideally I do want to keep Mask here, but if I lose it there, that's not that big of a deal. Like a time second loss, if anything. Okay, so more cycles coming up here. So as you see, I just take these like direct lines through my slice spins, and I'm just like holding forward basically the entire time. And I can just get through here very cleanly without any deaths. And there we go. That's Booty Calls, as the level is named, aptly, as you'll see right now. Very nice. Good old classic adult humor from Crash Bandicoot.
I love these levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very great.
Crash Bandicoot levels have always had like very adult humor, like strewn throughout them, from all the way from Crash 1 all the way up to Crash 4 now.
Speaking of Booty Calls, we got Tana right now.
Speaking of the booty,
Yeah, this character, I don't like her. And especially because I missed that checkpoint. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so what I was trying to do there is bounce off of the box here. And I was supposed to hit that checkpoint. Normally I don't miss it, but for some reason Tana decides, oh, I heard you don't like me, so in response, I'm just gonna not get you any speed. So that saves about 3 seconds, but if you miss it, it loses about like 16. So yeah, very high risk, low reward, but you gotta do what you gotta do for the speed. It's all good though. Nothing too major.
I
It's
think
all,
we,
yeah. Oh, yeah,
we
go
might
ahead.
have CJ with us right now for a choo-choo, perhaps?
Oh, are we getting it? All right, I think
I
now's a
think we
good time
might.
as any.
All right. I apologize for Borgenining your run, taking the windscreen away. I'm not going to do 100 of them, but I'll give you one really long one.
All right, let's hear it.
Oh boy. I need some cooking.
All right, here we go. Don't blow your lungs out now. There we go. All right.
There we go.
now that's a train whistle.
Oh man, I think someone is inhaling a little too much coal in there.
What's sad is I don't smoke, I'm just fat. All right, I'm leaving, bye.
All right, thank you for the whistle. I think we need that because this character does not want to cooperate with me. So I think we need something to save this.
Personally, I don't know if I'm alone in this. I kind of preferred hearing CJ struggle over the actual choo-chooing. Personally.
Yeah, I thought.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, that made for some good quality comedic value. All right, so we're not gonna see that character for another like maybe hour or so. So bye, Tana. I do not want to see you. All right, so coming up we have a pretty notorious run killer, and that is Jetboard Jetty. So the reason for this level being a run killer is because we have this pretty little boss fight at the end of the level named Louise. She's quite a looker, but however, we're not gonna be doing that fight at all. We're actually gonna be not even seeing her actually. Before we would actually see that gracious goddess of beauty that we call Louise. But thanks to this new cannonball strat that we're going to be using, by switching 30 FPS and actually colliding with the cannonball, we're going to make it so that we're in a zombie mode. Pretty similar to like zombie mode in Twin Sanity, if you guys have seen the speedruns of that. And as we approach that, it's going to be a little bit before we get there, but I'll go into more explanation. So when you hit pause at the same frame that you die, you are able to pause again, because normally when you do have a death animation, you're not able to pause. So since you regain control of Crash after the pause, then you basically go into a zombie mode. So I'm gonna go for it right now as I hit the jet board. I'm gonna switch to 30, and we're gonna approach and see. Hopefully I can get this first try. If I do, then nice. If not, then not a big deal. Okay, cycles here were a little off, but let's see here. Okay, and I did that way too fast, so first try unsuccessful, no big deal. Second try, maybe? I think I paused a little too fast there. And I'm not even near the cannibal, cool. Alright, let me just go over here then. And yep, pausing is hard apparently. Like, this would be easier, like, this is apparently easier on 30 FPS because you have a much bigger time frame or window to be able to hit this properly. But it is still very... Okay, there we go. Third time's the charm. Okay, so now we can switch back to 60 FPS. So now, normally this section, you would actually need the Lonnie Loli mask, which we saw earlier in the engine dimension. So you would actually need to use him to, like, shift these platforms in and out. But luckily, we can actually just do this without him, thanks to just extending our long slide jumps. And all these enemies are ignoring us because, I mean, we're already dead, so you can't kill what's already dead. And now we're just basically gonna... also important to note, do not try to go onto the jet boards again because you will soft lock the game. So if I manage to get onto the jet board while I'm doing this skip, I will actually soft lock and I'll have to reset the level. So, and we don't want to do that because that loses time. So what we're going to do for this last part is we're going to go to the left. Avoid the jet board, slide spin to this corner, and Luis is actually right here, but we're just going to go above and over it. Okay, so it took a little bit of tries, but we got through it. So jet board jetty, not too bad.
We actually do get a bit of a peek at what Louise does look like in the hub screen.
Yeah, you saw that little menu, the little health bar that showed up. That was our gracious beauty goddess, Louise, blessing us with the presence.
Yes.
All right, so coming up, we have the Brio dimension, or as we like to call it, Tranquility Falls. This is, we get introduced to one of my favorite masks in the game, which is Akano. Now, Akano is interesting because basically think of like the Death Tornado from Crash 3, but on like cracked out basically. So this spin gives you a lot of height on your jump, and if you combine it with certain like speed elements that we'll be seeing later on, you get a lot of speed. Another neat thing about Akano is that it just destroys metal crates like it's nobody's business. So it's good for, like, you know, clearing through certain areas for completion categories when you're trying to get all the boxes. So like this right there, that we would destroy with Akano. But we don't need it, since this is any percent.
That's what I've always liked about you. So dedicated to science.
Alright, so coming up is a cycle right here, which I'm going to try to get. If I can get this correctly, I should be able to skip this plant cycle. So I'm going to go for it right now. This is a little risky. Actually, no, I can't make that. And I got snatched. So yeah, if you try to, for some reason, even though you're not even in the vicinity of the plant, if you try to go over it while it's doing that, you'll still get eaten, which is pretty annoying. But on the plus side, since I had a death there, the plant cycle's reset here, so I could just avoid this one and just go straight over here. So not too bad. Normally in a run, that would be a devastating time loss, but you know, we're doing this for the kids' charity. And I died again. Cool. And we're back here. Yeah, that's a pretty bad death also, but no big deal.
No worries, dude. Every unintentional death is just another SDAT moment. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, of course. It's all the marathon luck, you know?
Exactly.
Okay, so...
We did get a $2 donation from Anonymous, though, saying,
oh, yeah, go ahead.
Coco, but here's the savings and gifts. Like, it's all for the kids.
Yeah, so sadly...
Oh,
yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Speaking of deaths, is Crispy going to be donating for death, or...?
Yeah, I'll be donating. I'll donate $1 for every death. So far I've had about 3 deaths, so that's $3 so far.
Yeah, we'll say 3 deaths.
Okay.
Yeah, I died once at Rude Awakening and twice here, so yeah, that is... Actually, no, if I combine the attempts at Jetboard Jetty, so that would be $5 then.
Oh, yeah, true, because you, yeah.
Yeah, because I had to retry. Yeah, so that's $5 right now to my death count. I want the chat to be keeping count also, so that way, in case I lose count.
Look, the chat did pretty well at counting with clock during my run yesterday, so I trust them.
Alright, cool. The chat is in your hands then. Alright, coming up, we got Dragon on. This is probably one of my favorite levels in this hub. I absolutely love this level design. It's one of the only levels where you actually go up towards the end goal instead of like going on a horizontal plane. It's really, really pretty also. You're gonna see some pretty neat skips coming up for this level and the level after. So we're gonna be using our good friend Akano here. Get our boosted jumps. Okay, make the cycle. I can actually skip this rope. Nice. And we're gonna be doing a lot of corner cutting here. Yeah, destroying those boxes. So we're gonna be coming up to this building skip. And what this skip does is skip an elevator. And it saves about 16 seconds, I want to say. Or something similar to that. It's a really quick skip. So we're going to bounce up
around
here.
there.
Yeah.
It's between about 10 and 20 seconds.
Okay, I'm going to go for a cool rope strat here, too. Let's see if I get it. Alright, nice. Yeah, so as I said earlier, if you combine Akano with certain, like, speed strats, like, if you're on a rope, and you press Akano, and you release your jump from that rope, you'll get a slight speed boost. So we kind of just zoom through that part of the level. It's a really neat trick. It saves like about a couple seconds. And we're gonna do one more skip right here. Oh, or let me see if I can get this. I'm gonna need the dragon, and I messed it up. Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, you were saying, Clark? Go ahead.
And yeah, and to further go into the building skip, when you bounce off a box and use Akano, you get launched up nice and high. So instead of going right around the building and going up an elevator, then having to go all the way around the building, you can literally just Akano up to another platform. It also breaks all the dragon cycles, which is pretty funny to see.
Yeah, as you saw, they were frozen in place there. And yes, Crash, since I ended the level by going under the level and hitting the final checkpoint box from the bottom, it gave a little glitched animation of Crash there. Like, so he's just continuously spinning. Pretty funny. So that's also $6 now since I died there.
Actually, it looks like it might be $7 because did we count the hook, line, and sinker death?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, good call.
Yep, $7.
Yeah. $7. Yes, you're right.
Chat's keeping. They're keeping.
Oh yeah, they're keeping count. That's actually good.
Cookie wants to count getting zombie because technically you died, but I don't know. That's up to you.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll count it. We'll count it. Because by technicality, yes. Okay. So this is off balance. This level here has more cycles. So the beginning portion is really not much to talk about. The main attraction for this level is the end section. And you'll see why once we're coming up to it. Just make sure I don't have any dust, because keeping this master pretty important. So we're going to be approaching this little, like a wind elevator thing here. And what we're going to do, we're try to hug the corner and get a bounce off there. Okay, and I didn't get it, so I guess I'll just do it this way. This also works. So if you go up here, you skip an Akano, like, you're not supposed to have your mask here. So you can just zoom across the level just by doing this. And we actually need this mask so we can skip the last part of the level. You can just see coming up right now. So we're going to bounce off this checkpoint crate, go up here, and then go across and fall. Cool, bye. So let's try that again. So we're gonna go up here. I think I overshot that. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, or not. Okay. I guess we'll just do it the old way then, since nothing is working apparently. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna go slide over here. Slide spin, jump across, and the end of the level is right there. So normally you'd have to take the other mask, the blue mask, to go all the way around and get to that part of the level. But since we just kind of jumped all the way across, it saves about 40 seconds. So that was another death, yeah.
If you go to the area where we do that skip, you can actually see the end of the level, like that massive box that sits at the end and the box count. Yeah. You can see it from all the way over there, just through like a tiny little gap in the trees.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely curious how anybody even found that trick. Like, why would you even think of doing that?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. It's
it was so far off. I was like, all right, I guess.
Yeah. people basically went, hey, I can see the end of the level from here. How do we get to there? And then we discovered that, you know, we can pretty much use a Kano with a slide spin jump and then a couple of Kano spins to get all the way over there. And then, okay, how do we get up to the top and stuff?
Yeah, a lot of neat stuff. Funny enough, that skip was found very early in this game's life cycle. Like for the speedrun, that is.
I remember looking at the at a spreadsheet with the skips when the game first came out, when I was playing through it casually, and it was like the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, a lot of neat stuff was found very early on, and then more of the advanced stuff was found much later in the game's life cycle. So yeah, this is Brio. I know we kind of talked over him, but I mean, if you guys are fans of Crash, you're probably familiar with Brio. So this is very reminiscent of his Crash 1 fight, where, you know, you just hit a bunch of potions back into him, and then he turns into the Hulk, and he tries to kill you. So, you know, not much to talk about here. We're just dodging a bunch of little energy beams here. So if you want to read off some donations, if we got any, go ahead.
We do not have any new ones as of yet, but technically, kind of keeping count here with the money from your deaths so far.
What are we at?
So we should be roughly about 40. Oh, hold on, no, I can't really do math. I think we're at. Sorry, we'll be at 39.53.
Ooh, okay, almost there.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, just $47 off. People, we can make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen. Crunchy's job is at stake here.
It is, and apparently I'm getting worse at it because I can't count. Thank you very much for calling that out there, Clock.
Counting's hard. I get it. Counting is hard.
It's the second time I've called it out.
Listen, I need more coffee, folks.
All right. Well, this might be more opportunities for deaths here because we're gonna have one of the harder levels in this game, which is Offbeat. This is going to be a very, very interesting one. Clock, if you want to give a quick explanation as to why this level is a pain in every Crash runner's ass.
Well, it's a pain for Crash runners, but for casuals, it's probably their favorite levels. So, Offbeat is just... Offbeat's basically based around music. So if you listen to the music that's playing right now, the further you go into the level, the more intense the music gets. And everything in this level revolves around this beat. You can see different enemies and different cycles are revolving around the beat of the song. Unfortunately, the level isn't the most stable when it comes to said beat, so the music will sound great, and then everything else just goes out of whack completely. If you're playing it casually, everything should stay completely consistent, but the faster you go, the more this level just decides to be a pain.
And coming up right now, I'm gonna attempt to go for what is called the God Cycle. Basically trying to avoid death at every given opportunity, just so I can make a cycle. So I'm gonna go for it right now.
By the way, everyone in chat, there's some grind rail sections where the music just absolutely goes nuts. When we get to that, I want to see as many cat jams, dog jams, all the dancing emotes you guys have. We'll point it out, and I want to see this chat just explode with all that. 'Cause we love it.
Hello? Jack in the Box spin? Oh no, the cycles are gonna be screwed now. Okay.
Oh no.
Everything was looking really good, and then the game decided my spin just didn't happen. Okay, let's try that again.
That's $10.
Yeah, now we're at 10. Yep. Thank you, Bob, for making sure that my input didn't go through properly. So yeah, we have this this running joke between Crash 4 and you know how in the OG Crash games you have Andy Gavin, and NST you have Dan Tongway, and here in this game we have Bob. Bob watches overall, and he decides if your input gets eaten or not. And as you saw there, it got eaten. So thank you, Bob.
Yeah, this game has some insane issues when it comes to dropped inputs. We think that it's kind of related to frame rate. The higher your frame rate is, the more stable your inputs are. But when you're playing 60 FPS, it's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, well, sadly I didn't get I was actually very close to God Cycle, but since that spin happened, that's quite alright. This section right here was actually okay. So anyways, we're approaching the final rail section, so if you guys got your cat jams, your bone zones, your dance emotes, sour please, anything, let's see it now.
Yeah, we'll see it in the next cannon.
Yeah, so again, this is a rail section, so really not much going on. Let's just jam. Let's just vibe. Not much to do here. Hi, Ripperoo.
Thankfully, we got some great music.
Bye, Ripperoo. That is the only time you'll see Ripperoo.
Yeah, fun little fact about the development of this game. Ripperoo was supposed to be a mini boss at the end of this hub world, but unfortunately because of development time constraints, he wasn't added. So he's just a little Easter egg at the background of the level.
Yeah, sadly, he didn't quite make it into the game. Well, technically he is in the game, but not as a boss fight. It would have been really cool.
Yeah. But hey, we got Dingo.
That is true.
Oh, true.
Oh, that is coming up next, actually.
Yeah,
so.
we see him next.
Oh, yeah. Next level. If you guys are fans of Dingo Dial, boy, you're in for a treat.
And if you're a fan of Dumpies, well...
Oh, yeah. I don't call him the thickness with the quickness for nothing. Because this man do be thick.
Yeah, so we're about to start our second non-Crash playable character, who is Dingo Dial, who is formerly a boss from other Crash games.
Alright, so I'm going to try something I've never done before. I'm going to try to go for this thing called Bastard Skip. So, basically what it is if you could jump at the specific angle, you could actually skip that cutscene, but it's very hard to do, but I'm going to go for it. I have not landed this once, by the way. And yeah, so there's a wall right there that blocks you from making that cutscene. But you can actually go around it, but it's a very, very specific jump to do. It practically saves no time, but it's just hilarious. It's actually just better to just watch the cutscene itself, but you know, this is for the kids. We gotta protect their ears. Alright, sadly we're gonna have to hear him say the B word.
Not only did you try and protect the ears, but you've also saving the kids at the same time.
Very true, because that is another dot, so that is 11. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is 11 so far.
$11. Sounds good. Alright. So, this level used to be one of the more chill points in the run, but as time went on, there's been a bunch of skips that were found, and I'm going to go for them. So, the first one being this rooftop skip coming up. This was actually found very recently, like, probably not even a month old that this skip has been found. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to go over to these pile of boxes, and there's a box up there that normally you have to shoot the TNT with, but you can just jump on it and land on this post and get onto this rooftop. So now that we're on the roof, we could jump onto this invisible platform here and fail, because I apparently am bad at the game. So yes, the reason why I failed that is because I didn't get the height. So let's actually do that properly this time. That is 11 or 12?
That would be 12.
12. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's try that again. So jump up here. Land on the post. Jump up here. Okay, so I'm going to go closer to the tree because that's actually where the wall is. So right here. There we go. So we're going to jump over to this wheel. And then we just jump over to this section right here. There we go. So there's a checkpoint box right here. So I'm going to hit that. And we're going to jump over this. That's a bunch of nitros over there. Invisible enemy. And I'm going to try to do this blindfolded. So let's see if I can get through. Okay. Alright, that area went well, so that's good. Alright, so then another checkpoint here. So I'm going to go for the second part, and we call this Blimey Skip. Now, the reason it's called Blimey Skip is because there's a point in this level where Dingo just says Blimey. So it's this part right here. So let me just get myself lined properly. Alright, we're going to skip that entire front portion and just go straight to the end if I could do this first try. Which would be nice.
As you can probably tell, the skips for this level are very, very, very well named. Just take the one line that Dingo says that we skip.
Yeah.
His name after that.
I love how I did the hard skip first try, and then I did the easy skip like second try. Like that was pretty funny. It shows how good I am in this game apparently.
Well, to be fair, like the stuff that you were showing off earlier is like brand new.
True. That is very
a lot
true.
newer compared to the other skips.
Yeah, luckily we have a skip over here that's not as hard as the ones in Home Cooking, so yeah. Not really super much not really like anything too much to talk about in this level. We just got more jetboard sections and then just good old platforming, you know. Nothing too exciting until we get to another part of the level where we actually perform the Bayou Skip.
Yeah, runner by skip. It used to be okay until we found the more technical skips. It used to be like the one skip that blew everyone's mind when shown up in a marathon. Unfortunately, now it's a little bit more of a mediocre skip, but it still looks very cool.
It does, right? Like it's just like a huge oversight that you wouldn't think would be an oversight. But yeah, we'll explain more once we get to that.
When you see how easy it is, you'll see what we mean. Like, it's not a, oh, this is an easy skip. It is legitimately, you can do it right now.
Alright, so we're gonna grab this mask because we're gonna need it for the final part. Just to, you know, optimize it a little bit. So yeah, we're just gonna be using the jetboard section here to just dodge these mines. It's not really anything super interesting to talk about. However, there is a way that you can skip that cycle for the last mine, but I have yet to figure it out. If I could figure that out, that'd be nice. Alright, so here's the skip. You see that wall? It's not a wall. We kind of just go through it. Yeah.
Yep. Just jump over it. It's as easy as that.
Yeah, so this...
Funnily enough, this...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
This skip was patched out on the PS5 version, but if you jump the other way,
yeah,
you can still do it.
You can still do it, even on the patch version,
Yep.
so... Yeah, good fixing. Okay, good. Didn't get stuck behind the... So, the PC version in particular has an interesting way of patching that skip. So, there's a wall, quote-unquote, that blocks you up from going towards the boat. But, they didn't take into account that you could just slide under it, so... Yeah, nice fix.
Yeah, no, both of the fixes were so good. Aren't
Yeah.
they, Crispy?
Exactly, yeah.
The funny thing about doing run up by a skip though is the nitros that spawn. Are they nitros or mines?
They're
It's
nitros. Yeah, they're nitros.
Yeah, the nitros that get dropped. When you saw Crispy go around the first corner, there's actually a bunch of nitros to the left and right. You can still see the splashes, but the nitros themselves and the bats that drop them do not spawn in, and sometimes even the water starts to glitch out as well. So you can tell there's a bunch of things that start to break with that skip.
Also, shout out to Solarium who died at that portion by going to the right. he call it the Bob Smite apparently. All right, so this is the part of the game where I break my fingers trying to perform these very specific time presses or time warps, as we're going to be seeing, because we're going to have our third mask in the game, which is Kapunawa. So what we're going to be doing here... Oh yeah, go ahead and explain.
This is probably the worst hub of the whole game.
As you see here, I'm going really fast because I switched the frame rate. For some reason, when the lower the frame rate, the further you skip ahead when you're playing, when you're doing these time warps. And the way that these time warps are done is that you press both mask buttons at the same time, like alternating it almost. Okay, so that section went well. Thank God it did, because that is really, really hard to do. So for these two levels in particular, I'm going to be playing at 30 FPS because of these time skips. And I'm also risking Bob smiting my inputs, so, you know, there's always that.
Yeah, we talked about the input issues at 60 FPS. Now we're at 30 FPS, so
yeah,
you can imagine how bad that can be.
I'm doubling my my chances of dropping inputs. And yeah. I messed up there because I accidentally time skipped twice. I mean, 3 times instead of twice. Okay, invincible enemy. So that is 14? $14?
I've just seen 13, waiting for the stream to catch up.
Okay. Yeah, that's 14 now.
And that's $14 right
Okay,
there.
cool. Alright, yeah, that guy just decided, yeah, I'm gonna be invincible for a little bit, so, yeah. You're not gonna kill me. Alright. Yeah, that was my fault, though, so... That actually wasn't the game.
One thing also about this mask is normally when you activate the mask, it's just supposed to just stop, like slow down time, just so you can get through certain sections easier. But because of some of its mechanics, the FPS drop just makes you launch forward. There's a clip of a player playing this at like 5 FPS, and you can literally just go from one side of a platform to the other.
Yeah. I also want to point out that I love how that nitro bounced right as I was trying to hit the box at the top and just denying me. That's just Bob playing tricks on me at this point. He's just laughing. Wherever Bob is right now, he's just laughing. Understandably so. Alright, another 30 FPS level. Stay frosty.
The nitros are sentient. They know. They know when you're gonna jump.
Exactly. Alright, so stay frosty. a very short level, but a very difficult one, and things could go horribly, horribly wrong. Okay, luckily this part didn't go wrong, so that's good. So yeah, you're gonna be seeing more time warps, but on rails. So if you're on a rail, you speed up quite a bit. Okay, hopefully I didn't deload the level. I think I should be fine. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so just skip that entire rail section. That is the shortest rail section in the game. Okay.
Yeah, you can very easily break that rail section. Those doors have very specific triggers that if you just completely phase through them, the door just will not open. It will stay closed, and you will die.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
Yeah.
Alright, well, all things considered, this was a good stay frosty at least, so... Okay, now we're switching back to 60 because we don't need that anymore. Now I can look at the screen and not have my eyes bleed anymore.
Look, as long as you don't die, it's a good save, Rusty.
Of course, as always. So yeah, I'm surprised that
60
one...
60 FPS. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so smooth.
It is very buttery. Alright.
I'm surprised he didn't get bobbed in Save Rusty. Couldn't bring it up to 15.
I'm surprised too. Like, I guess all the Bob reaction was going on in Snow Way Out, so, you know. Bob giveth, Bob taketh away. So, bears repeating, this level in particular, just again, more hole skipping. Not really too much to talk about. There's like a neat little box jump that we can do that probably saves like about a couple of seconds, but it's a very tight jump. I'm gonna try to go for it. If not, then no big deal. Other than that, yeah, this is a Polar level. If you guys love Polar, you know, Crash 2 fans out there. Yeah, this is the only level where we see Polar. If you're not including building bridges, which is an alternate timeline level.
Yeah, we don't do that in any percent.
Yeah. Thank
funny
God.
Story about Polar though. Yeah. Funny, very funny story. Well, not funny. It's funny when you watch it though. Polar's hitbox was very broken on release of this game. It was very, very narrow. You would hit like a 4-stack of boxes and you'd only hit like 2, even though you're clearly going through all 4 of them. Thankfully, there was a small patch that came to previous gen and PC when the next gen update came out, which very, very thankfully broke. Sorry, it fixed Polar's hitbox, which for the completion categories made it so much easier.
Yeah, that was probably the best update they could do. But in return with that update, they patched a lot of things on the next gen versions, like they patched like 4 skips on the PS5 and Xbox Series versions. But hey, at least Polar hitbox works.
I remember the community reaction to Polar's hitbox.
Yeah, we were rejoicing.
Yeah. I remember the Crash Speedrunning Discord just went nuts over that.
Alright, so yeah, here's Cortex. You're probably wondering where he's been all game, but yeah, he's here now. And we're gonna fight this guy right after we're done with this level. So the fight coming up has been interesting because there's a way to get duplicate punch bots, as you were gonna be seeing in the fight. It's a skip, basically, that saves a lot of time depending on how you hit these certain, like, punch bots. I can only really get these on the left or the right sides where they spawn, so I'm gonna have to keep track of where they are. If we get duplicate punch bots, like, if we get 2 of them, we could save, like, 20 seconds, like, overall. So, it's pretty big. So, let's pray. Let's pray that we get lucky with this fight.
I've made a few upgrades to my blimp. Rain of giant deadly missiles.
So yeah, during this fight, not really much to talk about. Just dodging missiles. During this fight, they're supposed to give you an idea that you start with Kapunawa. Okay, so that's not a good stun. Okay, so no duplicate there. So, when I first played this casually, I didn't realize that Kapunawa showed up because it's very similar to how Crash's normal skin looks like. So everyone was like, how the hell do I beat this boss? And nobody realized that you could just slow down time. So I thought that was pretty funny. Okay. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, definitely during my casual playthrough.
Oh, I didn't get it.
It took me a while to realize.
Okay.
All right, have it your
Oh well.
way.
I didn't get the duplicates, which is unfortunate, but whatever, it's fine.
My own design.
This will just be a normal fight.
You like it?
I got really unlucky.
That Bandicoot punch.
Okay. I'm gonna go for a funny little glitch here. Let's see if I can get it.
Well, if you won't play
I'm gonna try to slide across the floor without moving my arms and legs. Let's see if I get it. Yeah, there we go. All right, the run is saved.
Hey, we got the Roomba. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, we're schmooving, chat. This is the important part of the run. We have to schmoove. This glitch only happens at this level. I don't know why. It probably has to do with the platforms. All right, cool.
Probably is.
Feel the wrath of Cortex.
Okay, cool. You know what? I don't care how bad the fight was. Like, that's all that matters. As long as we got that. As long as we got that glitch, that's all that matters. Okay, now we got the Flintstones dimension. Yep. We're gonna be seeing our friends Barney Rubble and Fred Flintstone in this dimension.
Yep. Thankfully, we're out of the snow dimension now.
Yeah.
Wait, actually? Are the Flintstones really in the game?
No, they're not. This is this is the dinosaur dimension, so we just call this the Flintstones.
I got you, baby.
Yeah. Can you imagine though if we actually get a special guest appearance from Fred Flintstone himself?
Dude, that would have been crazy.
Cool.
I would love it.
The cameo would be sick.
Yeah, like during this rail section, if we just hear a yabba dabba doo in the background, like that would be so sick. I would love that.
You just hear echoing through the rocks.
Yeah. So yeah, rail section again. Not much to talk about. We just try not to get as we call it, Georgia the Jungled here, because sometimes those trees have very deceptive. Like depending on how early Crash swings left and right, you can get hit by those trees. So yeah, no Brendan Fraser activity here. At least we would hope not. And on that note, shout outs to Brendan Fraser. Okay, so good lava section there. So again, we're greeted with Kapunawa. Skipping across that, so I cut the mask, which is good because then this section becomes a lot easier. So we can just skip over this, and then for this section we can just slide through. Okay, so that actually went a lot smoother than normal, so that's good. All right, more Tarzan action going on right now. This is all. Yeah, this is the level basically. It's just like 2 rail sections and just a little bit of platforming.
I mean, quite a lot of this whole dimension is just rail sections.
All right, no George of the Jungle, so that's good. We actually watched out for that tree.
Just a quick question for chat here. What is the current death counter at? Do we know?
I think we're on 15. Last I checked, we were on 15.
Okay.
Which one was 5th? No, we're on 14, aren't we?
Are we?
When did we have 15th?
It was 4 or 15th, I forget.
It was 14 when you had the 2 deaths to the invincible enemy.
And okay. Oh yeah. All right. Anyways, Cortex, this guy. Cortex is a character that exists in this video game. His functionality is questionable at most points.
Yeah. Out of all of the non-crash, well, actually, just out of all the characters in the game, I think most runners hate Cortex the most.
I still hate Tana the most. I think Cortex is actually just fine. Like, it's just that if you're trying to because the thing about Cortex is that he's not made for speed. Also, die. Thank you. Cortex is not made for speed, even though he has a really fast dash. The way he controls, you have to be like very precise. So like not input too fast, otherwise he's gonna like shoot to towards the camera and stuff like that. So like okay, yeah, see like right there, you can't match the shooter there, otherwise you're just like not gonna get any inputs coming out.
Yeah, we also missed it before when we came to this little lava section. There was an intentional death in the nitro to reset the camera.
Okay. All right. Well,
this game's great.
That was number 15 if that wasn't already. So my blaster there just didn't shoot properly, I guess. I was just a little too far. So, yeah. That should be number 15.
Yep, that's number 15.
Okay.
Yeah, with Cortex, on release, a lot of runners used to basically be like, well, this is the worst character in the world. But after actually like playing with Cortex for a bit and remembering that he's not made for speed, he's not the worst.
Yeah, taking that into consideration, it's not that like it's actually not that bad. You just got to be careful with how you input, like do inputs for this character.
Oh yeah, no, Solarium's right. Are we counting the death abuse?
Oh yeah, I didn't even take that into account.
That makes it 16.
All right, yeah, 16. Why not? Yeah.
You know what? Anything that's a death, intentional or not, we're counting it.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, you guys are right. You guys are actually right. We have to count the death abuse there.
That technically puts us at $39.60 then. So we're just $40 away from $4,000.
$40.
We still got a little bit of time in this run, people.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of time left. Yes.
We can definitely make it happen.
Make it happen, guys.
We don't want Crunchy to be fired, or do we?
I need this job.
His job
so
is
I can
at
pay
risk.
to get the rats out of my ceiling or whatever's going on. But I got some
what's
craziness
going on
happening.
with that?
Okay, so I didn't want to interrupt the run, but just so everybody knows, there's some rodent or something stuck in my ceiling. It just kind of happened mid-run, so I was kind of panicking. And it's causing my dogs to lose their minds because they're like trying to catch whatever it is, but they can't jump 20 feet in the air.
It's Crash Bandicoot in the ceiling. He's trying to
crash himself.
Exactly.
He's trying to crash.
Crash or Coco? I'll let chat decide with more donations.
Oh, you know what? That's true. Well, I mean, that's already been done. But yeah, please, we got to get this man's house rodent free.
Incentive.
Yeah.
Is it Crash or Coco? You guys decide.
Yeah, donation will no longer be for keeping his job, but for naming the rodent in his house.
It'll become the SDAT mascot. I'll have to get a way to get it out of there and then keep it, and then it's gonna be the SDAT mascot.
There you go.
So Crispy's kind of been breezing through this level while we're talking. This level started out with, again, another rail section. This game loves its rail sections. But you also saw a chase section where Crispy was being chased by a dinosaur. And that is pretty much the theming of this level.
Yep. They don't call it Dino Dash for nothing.
No, there's a little bit of a throwback to the Wrath of Cortex there with the... what are they? Stegosauruses, I think?
Yeah, it's that level and also like a callback to Crash 3. They had Dino level. Like, you had what was it? Dino?
Yeah.
There was Boneyard. I know that's one of them. I forget there's another one, though.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that level section went well. We use a mask there just so we can hit that TNT, because we're not going to be needing the mask at this part. Because everything here insta-kills you, so, you know, there's no point. Okay, we're gonna see how far the dinosaur has to catch up to us.
We're gonna see the dinosaur's amazing jumping skills.
Man, smell you later. You are
alert.
so slow. Oh yeah.
Spoiler alert, they're not very good jumping skills.
Yeah. Dynamite. There you go. Thank you, Cookie, in the chat reminding. Yeah, Dynamite. All right, that was a good Dino Dash. I was like high key not paying attention to that level, but it worked out. So nice.
May I assist?
May I assist? So this is our last mask that we got. This is arguably the most broken one because we control gravity.
Yes, that is the last mask that we're gonna unlock.
Mm-hmm. So, Clock, if you're familiar with this skip that we're going to be doing right now, you want to give a little explanation?
Oh yeah, the Wii skip.
The Wii, yeah.
Yeah, if anyone has any emotes where like hands are up in the air, similar to the one that I'm putting in chat here.
Yeah. You got any hypers?
Definitely get them out.
Yeah, you're going to be seeing it.
Basically with this level, not every surface is solid, and so what you can do is you can use the gravity mask, so you can pick it up, you can run backwards to the starting room, flip gravity to get on top of the roof of the level, slide spin through the level, and we're going to use that gravity again to just fly through the level, pretty much skipping the entire level. You can see here we're just flying up into space, or flying up into the...
Alright, here we go.
Just to skip slow parts.
Okay, this is the part where everyone puts their hands up like you're in a roller coaster and just go wee in the chat.
Wee.
Yep, here we go. This is it.
There we go. By the
Still
way,
going.
funnily enough, with this level, because we're now outside of any death triggers, because the only death triggers are like inside the level. Because we're outside of that, you can just go outside of the skybox and keep going infinitely.
Also, we don't know why there's just a random platform hanging above there, but it does help with the skip. So, you know, thank you, Bob.
I have the theory that it's a dev platform, or
Possibly.
it is a reference platform to place something in the level.
So, I had to land on that platform right there that spawns the rest of the level, otherwise I can't see where I'm going. And yeah, this is out for launch, basically.
Yeah, that's the whole level.
Yeah. Before this skip was discovered, we actually, like, this level was really, really hard because you had to dodge a whole bunch of things. And, like, a whole lot of, like, enemies in this level could, like, just straight up kill you. Like,
yeah.
like
There's a
super,
lot of, like,
super
insta-kill.
easily.
Yeah,
We're
there's a lot of
gonna...
like enemies that electrify the walls and stuff. There's, you know, a lot of nitros hanging around the grind rail sections. There's like UFOs that are trying to snatch you up.
Yeah, also a funny thing to point out there, since we ended the level upside down, Crash actually goes to the opposite direction as where he's supposed to go, so... Neat little thing there.
Hopefully there's going to be another little thing we can show off with those ending screens later, but we'll keep that under wraps for a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So this is stowing away. This level in particular, not really too much to talk about here. It's just going to be a lot of neat little platforming with a little bit of Ika like tossed in. So any chance for donation readings, feel free to do so.
Unfortunately, we don't have any new ones at the moment, so I'm still waiting on chat to kind of start kicking in here. I personally think they're just waiting to find out how many deaths you're actually going to supply here.
That is
and
fair.
Then they're going to start acting.
Yeah, no worries. That is actually totally fair because we still have a little bit of ways to go.
We're so close to 4K, people. And we get the director commentary on all the Speed Docs videos. I can't wait for that.
I think Crunchy might be losing his job after this run.
Oh, there's no chance. There's no chance. No.
We gotta save.
Chat wouldn't do that to me. Chat wouldn't do that.
I need you to die a couple of times.
We gotta.
About 40 times right about now.
We gotta save this man's job.
Yeah.
Yeah, neat little puzzle section there. So for that last little thing you could do there, you could actually just slide jump up, bonk it with Crash's head, and then just have enough time to slide again and make that little gap.
It's a pretty tight gap, but it's very doable. Now
Also,
that we've unlocked all of them.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, Anoxide is in this game. Shout outs to anybody who's a fan of Crash Team Racing or Crash Bash. We don't really see him too much in the levels, but he does show up in the cutscenes.
He's definitely one that a lot of people do somehow enjoy. So one thing about one thing about the level. So yeah, one thing about the level design in this game, now that we've unlocked all 4 of the masks, we're going to be using them a lot. Of course, you can't just use them whenever. You can only use them when you pick them up, and then there's certain areas where you have to, you know, get rid of the masks. But the game's going to be relying on these masks for certain areas of levels a lot more from now on.
Alright, so this is Crash Landed, and we're going to be coming up upon our favorite little guy here, or Schnurgle, or as we like to call him, Tim the Alien Cat. Tim the Alien Cat, shoutouts to Abdul for calling him that. This is, yeah, another one of these, like, polar-like sections, but instead of a polar bear, we're riding a little Schnurgle. That is the
actually
the
what
name.
It's called? A Schnurgle?
It's called a Schnurgle, yes.
I love
It
that.
is.
Yes.
I hope there's a Schnurgle in my ceiling right now.
It could be. Maybe Tim is chilling in your ceiling right now.
I don't know, is it blue?
Is it a blue alien cat? I think.
I can't see it, guys. It's in the ceiling.
Has an
I'm
alien?
gonna have to cut it.
Oh
Has
man.
an alien spacecraft crash landed near your house in the last like hour?
Yeah.
Not that I know of, because I've been watching these excellent runs on SDAT 2021.
Oh, what a plug-in.
I try.
Yeah. All right. So, neat little thing about this level. As you saw right there, if you combine the speed of Ika's gravity switch along with these little slimy platforms, you go zooming, and it's really nice. Really, really speedy, which is like top 5 favorite parts of the speedrun, honestly.
Yeah, there's a couple of areas in this level where you can have some fun little Ika moments.
Yeah, sadly this is the only level where you can be able to do that because, yeah, this level is just that unique.
And we're back to Tim.
Back to Tim, our alien cat friend.
Tim the sequel.
Tim 2, or Electric Boogaloo. Alright. Yeah, we're just going to be burning through these masks here because we're not going to be needing them. And plus, we need to get as many dashes as we can just to really optimize our speed.
Hey, Crispy, just as a little question, are we going to do the little fun thing in the next level?
Oh, of course.
The start of the next level? Okay, cool.
Oh, of course. It wouldn't be a marathon run without it.
Exactly. Anyone who likes a crash meme is going to love the next level. Also,
a really important reason why we're playing as Crash right now is because, you know, we have to see the proper memes. I don't want to spoil too much, but you'll see it when we get to it. So shout outs to Team Crash. I know you guys pulled through for your boy. Okay, just doing some platforming here. We're gonna be approaching the end of the level. Not much going on here. Do a dash jump here.
Fair though,
and another
Team
dash.
Coco, they did try. They put up a valiant effort, but Solarium's like a one-man army.
Yeah.
Look, considering that my run was Coco and we ended up like just off the cuff getting Gaffy's run to be Coco as well, I think we did pretty well. I'd say we did better than Team Crash.
Yeah, Crash, you needed at least a little bit of time in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't hold
Overall,
out
there was more money for Coco.
Alright, so, if you love rail sections, I love rail sections.
I love rail sections.
But this is a good rail section, for good reason, and you'll see why. Something monumentally stupid.
Monumentally stupid.
Rocket head. These memorable quotes.
Yeah, so the game's basically going through flashback. You're basically going through time for the entire game, and all of these lines are from cutscenes that we've seen before. Well, we haven't seen in this run, but you would have seen if you played this game before. Because we're about to go fight Entropy and Femtropy, the alternate dimension version of Entropy.
Wait out, wait out, wait out, wait out, wait out. I love that one for some reason. Just wait out, wait out, wait out. I like this one too.
Some of these are great. Which one is it?
Kick some, kick some, kick some. Entropy?
Yep, kick some.
Alright, here you go, chat. Let's see the woes.
Let's see the woes. I'm already up to kick some.
Bandicoots are considered pests. Is fit for extermination as a housefly.
Oh, how modern.
That's amazing.
It's great.
Whoa!
I love it. I love it so much.
So welcome to the shortest boss fight of the game.
Yeah, half of the boss fight is getting to the boss fight. Actually, not even half. I want to say like 75% of this boss fight is getting to the boss fight.
It's just this part, yeah.
Oh, well. Okay, alright, we're good.
This boss fight is very unfinished. You can see around this little like round area. This is basically the entire boss fight, and when it finishes, you'll realize why we call it the shortest boss fight in the game. You can see that there's area that possibly could have been for a third phase, but unfinished.
Yeah, so instead we're just gonna be hitting a bunch of these lasers until one of them just gets flown back into the background, and then they'll just call it a day. That'll be a boss fight.
Yep. And now we're playing Jetpack Joyride.
So we just got another donation here for $20 from CJ's auntie and uncle, saying save the children and save Crunchy. That's right.
Hey, there you go.
Remember that,
save
people.
Crunchy.
Now we're almost. Well, I think that puts us at like $20 away from 4K. We can do it before the end of this run.
Yeah, not.
How much time would you say we have left in the run, give or take?
Well, we have
what, $24?
We have two dimensions left. So we have 3 levels here and then 4 levels at the end game. So we're getting pretty close.
Yeah.
That's more than enough time. Make it happen, people.
Yeah, save the man's life. And also save the children, of course.
$16 donated by Crispy.
Yeah, so far 16, so, you know, we're almost there.
So welcome to the snacks dimension. This is a future dimension. Basically, every single dimension in this game is through a time rift. It's in another point in time. If you take a look at the top where it has the name, it actually tells you like what year it is. This is after the boss fight that the game makes you think is the end of the game. But the game's got a little bit more in store for us.
All right, so we're going to be doing another one of these Wii moments coming up. See that cloud in the background? Looking a little sus. So we're going to go towards that cloud and see what's going on there. This is the level.
If you have any,
yeah.
If you have any of those Wii moments, any of those Wii emotes, bring them back out.
Yeah, bring them back. They're working overtime. So we're going to switch gravity as soon as the screen turns black. So like right here should be good. And I'm going to look down while holding up and right. So I'm going to be looking for two things here. I'm going to be looking for the cloud that we saw earlier. And see if I can line it up just right. And I'm also looking for a building that's going to be showing up in the background. And then we're going to land on a platform that'll take us towards the end of the level. Okay, yeah, this is a little awkward, but I think we can make this work. Or not, I just die. That works too. So that is 17. Yeah, I gotta...
Let's go.
Yeah, 17. Alright, so let's go right here. This should work. Yeah. I was too far to the right. Or not too far to the right. I was not far enough to the right. So yeah, this should work.
Hey, it means we just get to get our Wii emotes back out.
Yeah.
Throw your arms up in the air again, chat.
And also, it means more time to save Crunchy's job.
And more money for the kids as well.
I'm doing both. I'm doing both Crunchy and the kids a service here.
That being said, Synthyrus just donated another $10 with no message, but that puts us at like, I don't know, I'm no math magician here, but I think we're like less than $20 away.
I think that sounds good, yeah.
It would put us at $9 away from saving your job.
Thank you, Clock. I'm running on fumes.
He's running on coal. Okay, hopefully I'm not too far away. I have a feeling I am, but if not, then I could just start letting go, like right here.
Hey, Crispy, can you fail nitro processing 9 times?
9 times? Gee, that's a little too much.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, yeah. I had to make sure I let go like of the right, otherwise I would have been too far there. All right, second try. Not bad. Second try is all right with me. Actually, perfectly fine. All right, so that's one big hurl out of the way. Now we got Rush Hour. Remember earlier when I said, "Hey Ton, I'll see you like an hour later"? This is that level. But first we play as Dingodile. This is the longest level in the run. At about 5 minutes on average to complete this in the run. Reason being is because this is a two-parter basically. So the first part you gotta do as Dingodile, just basically get from point A to point B, and then you do the same thing with Tana. And yeah, that's pretty much it. No, like no skips or anything like that are like known in this level in particular, outside of like an elevator like trick that really doesn't like do much, but it's known.
So, as someone who hasn't played this game, why does Dingodile help you, or like why is he playable and not a boss?
So
Dingo's trying to get home.
Yeah, he's just trying to get home, dude. He's living the retired life. He wants to make a diner.
Yeah, so in the first level that we played as Dingo, he has a diner. That unfortunately got blown up. Then he gets sucked into the time rifts that get spread out throughout the world at the start of the game.
Yeah.
In fact, there's actually a lot of levels where something will like change in the world essentially, and Crash will turn around and be like, huh, what's going on? And like that will be a reference to either Cortex, Dingodile, or Horner.
Mm-hmm.
They will have like their own alternate version of certain levels, and that alternate version will show how the world gets affected for Crash while they go through these time rifts.
Yeah. It's a neat.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a neat idea on paper, but it just added more fluff, if anything else.
Yeah. It's cool to like add to the story and add some variation to levels, but once you like play the game, and then like every level has what we call the inverted version, which you unlock after defeating Embryo, which every hub world has a sort of has sort of a gimmick associated with it. So this one we're in right now, if we were doing the inverted levels, you'd be underwater, or the first hub, for instance, that you can only use like echolocation to find where you are in the world and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of filters that get annoying really quick.
Yeah.
Speaking of annoying, we got Tana again. This character sometimes just doesn't want to cooperate with me, but so far she seems to be doing okay.
Hey, we get some spicy fried mystery food in this level.
So yeah, also another reason why this level is extremely long. You remember those rail sections I was mentioning earlier? Yeah, they're here. And they're the majority of the Tana section.
Are there like 3 of them?
There's like 4, I want to say. Probably more. It feels long. Like, it feels like there's more than that. But yeah, we already did like 2 rails. This is the 3rd.
And I can see one already.
Yeah, not much going on here, so anybody in the chat, you guys want to help Crunchy save his job, now would be the definitely be the best time to do so.
Hey,
Please, I'm
$9
begging
donation.
Yeah.
CJ's gonna throw me out on the streets. I need this.
Hey, at least then you wouldn't have a rodent in your roof.
Look at you.
You're right. It's the SDAT mascot, though.
Yeah, looking at the brighter side of things, you know, I respect it.
Can we just ask the rodent to donate?
Yeah.
Maybe. I suppose. I think he's stuck, personally.
Also, you're right, Crispy. There are 4 sections.
Yeah, 4 rails, and then that's it.
Yeah.
It's 4 rails and then 1, like, traffic jam section, so that's it.
Yeah, never play Frogger.
They just drag on for quite a while, though, so that's just the boring thing about this level.
Yeah. They're cool when you play it casually, but once you run this game, it gets very, very boring very quickly.
Oh, yeah!
Okay, so just to recap, I'm on 17 right now, right? For as far as deaths go?
Yep.
17. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Because I'm gonna probably have to see how many times it'll take for nitro processing once we get to that level, because that is a that is definitely an annoying level for sure. See if I even it out or not.
So if you stay at 17, that means we're $9 away from 4K, which is nothing.
Spicy fried mystery.
Let's work on it, people. If everybody donates $1, we hit that in a second.
Yeah, we're almost there. We actually can make the 4K happen before the end of the game. We can do this.
Hey, we could still do it with $1 a minute, just like I said at the start of the run.
True. Alright, so this is the last time we're going to be playing as Cortex.
Thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully. Although this level is not as bad as like the other levels that Cortex has in this game, so I don't mind him too much here.
It's better than shipping error.
Oh yeah, easily. Anything is better than shipping error.
Yeah, shipping error is one of the side levels. It's we would have already done it if we were doing the side levels by now. And it's pretty much got an RNG ending that can kill you straight away without anything being your fault.
Yep. Bob decides your fate.
Yep. One singular nitro jumping in an area that you can't avoid it. And to be fair, it's not even the Cortex section that makes it bad.
Yeah, it's the crash section.
It's the crash section. The Cortex section actually isn't that bad once you learn it.
That was a good cycle there. I actually caught that crusher right as I was going up. That was pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's a great cycle. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was really good.
Are you gonna treat the chat?
Oh, of course. If the chat got their guns out, they're gonna need to defend themselves. So.
Yeah. If anyone has any gun emotes.
You got any guns? Let's got
any guns, chat?
Get down. I was like mashing square there, and like I felt like most of those got eaten. And I'm dead. Nice dash. All right, so there's 18. All right, you know what?
Yep.
Second opportunity. Yeah, I felt like half of my inputs were eaten there. That was kind of interesting. All right, more guns. There we go. Okay. I was like, why are my inputs being eaten right now? Okay, that was interesting. All right, there we go. That's what's supposed to happen. So 18 deaths now. Oh, 19. Okay, I guess I didn't take into account the cycles reset there. I'm just trying to round it up for chat. Alright, well, back at the guns.
Hey, chat. You want to get down again?
Get down again. Okay, let's actually pay attention to the cycle this time. Alright, there we go. Nice. Alright, so...
What did we say?
Well,
19 now?
Yeah, we're at 19.
Yeah, it's 19.
Alright, so, with that being said, this section didn't go well, so, at this point of the game, Cortex realizes, wait a minute, if I could just go back in time, I could prevent all this from happening, which is the cutscene that's coming up right there. So now we're playing as Crash again, and we're just kind of trying to keep up to, we're trying to get back to Cortex, and we're going to catch him, like, he's escaping from his blimp. But since this section went well, we're going to do a neat little trick here. See if I can get this. There we go. Okay.
Hey.
See you later.
Yeah, so just like the Upside Down, the game like kind of renders Crash in really weirdly if you're standing on one of those boxes.
As it's falling. Yeah, as it's falling.
Yeah,
there he goes. He's zooming.
This guy heated off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. Unfortunately, we don't really watch the next couple of cutscenes, but
yeah.
Cortex goes back in time, back to 1996, right before the first game came out, right before he made a Crash. There's actually a little bit of lore, a little bit of like development lore in the voice lines and the levels as well.
Yeah. Oh, Among Us. He said the line, chat. He said Among Us. He said imposter in the loose. Alright, so this skip right here is very obnoxious. If I get it first try, it wouldn't surprise me, but I'm just like, alright, cool. And I got it first try. Okay, cool.
Let's go.
we not only did we save my job, we raised $4,010.
4,010. Let's
right.
go.
We overachieved. Good job, everybody in chat. We got a couple of donations here. I got one from, I can't read the whole thing, but I'm assuming it says Crunchy's biggest fan.
Crunchy's biggest fan, nice.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And it's a $12 donation saying, save Crunchy Brown, save Crunchy Brown, save Crunchy Brown. There's one from Orc Jeezy for $9.01 saying, and a penny for your trouble. And then we've got Samako with $15 saying, I'll save Crunchy and the kids. Thank you so much, guys. We did it. 4K.
Good job.
Can we get some choo-choo from CJ? If I can get him in here, that'd be kind of nice.
Okay. Not the way I did this normally, but you know, I'll take it. Alright, so.
Yeah.
Invisible platform, get the level to load, nice, landed on it, and yeah, this is basically it for nitro processing. So, you're not supposed to have this mask here, as blatantly obvious. That makes this level so much easier for me. And yeah, Kapuna was right there. Yeah. Just gonna.
I think we might be getting a train whistle.
Oh, we're getting whistle.
Oh, we're getting the whistle.
We're getting whistle?
I guess we're getting the whistle. Yeah, go ahead, because
big breath in, big deep breath this time.
Big deep breath as we're approaching the end. Yeah, might as well go for it. Yeah.
Oh man, I took my finger off the button.
Oh my god. Well, there goes
Do
her
it again, CJ.
There goes her lungs.
All right.
All aboard the lung train.
Let's go.
This train has no brakes.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of trains, we got toxic tunnels coming up. We got some minecart, like train track stuff going on here.
Yeah.
This level is very dependent on cycles. Yeah. If you want to explain a bit more, Clock.
Yeah, I'll explain nitro processing as well, because we kind of missed out on that. So nitro processing, the first skip that you saw Crispy do first try, we call it like the hard nitro processing skip. Essentially using the Ika Ika mask, the one that flips gravity, to essentially flip gravity into some gears that normally would kill you through a very, very, very tight gap in the kill plane, and then you move to the right through another very, very, very tight gap through the kill plane. You see where I'm going with this?
It's a dead plane sandwich, basically, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. You basically make like an L shape through the kill planes. Once you get through there, you can basically go up infinitely, just like we did with the out for launch skip. And you can do that to get. You can do that to get about halfway through the level. Then we do another skip that skips where you lose the mask, but also just skips like another minute or so in the level. Essentially, we just do like a minute of the level, and that's just it. It's a very, very tough level. It's probably one of the worst levels in the game. But thankfully, this level, Toxic Tunnels, and the next level, Cortex Castle, are some of the best levels in the game. This one right here is, in Crispy and my opinion, probably like the epiphany of Crash platforming. This is just raw platforming, no masks. There's also a little bit of lore at the beginning. When past Cortex is talking, when past Cortex is talking about, you know, this Bandicoot that he's hiring is his general for his army. I think I forgot which one says it, but I think it's current Cortex.
Yeah.
That says that he should have done a wombat, which is a throwback to the fact that originally Crash Bandicoot wasn't going to be a Bandicoot, and he wasn't going to be named Crash. He was going to be Willy the Wombat before he became Crash Bandicoot. So here we're just finishing up Toxic Tunnels, which is, again, it's just platforming central. It's very difficult platforming as well. And we're going to get the reverse of it essentially in the next level, where we're going to get pretty much all mask movement, and it's going to test your not just platforming skills, but it's also going to test your knowledge of these masks, these quantum masks that we've used throughout the game.
I also just want to point out that I missed a checkpoint there, and I wasn't sweating profusely as you were talking. So yeah, that was good.
The one where he talks about his mum.
Yeah.
Yep. I saw it. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, that was you know, aside from that dumb rat death in the beginning, that was a good Toxic Tunnels.
Oh, that was a beautiful Toxic Tunnels.
Yeah.
So this is now the final non-boss level of the game.
You'll never find me, Neo-Cortex. This castle is a maze. I alone know all of its secret halls and passages. Like the one behind the portrait of Grandfather that opened...
I'm going to be trying to pull out all the stops for this level. Because this level...
So again, this...
is really cool. Done correctly.
Nearly died again. So this level pretty much just flips you through all of the masks again and again and again, and it just tests your ability to use all of these masks and their abilities. It's one of my favorite levels. It is so much fun, and it's probably the best way that you can end a Crash Bandicoot game before heading into the final boss.
Okay, I need to keep this mask. This is very important that I do so.
I'm no fraud. I'm from the future. You must listen to me. Embryo, do you not recognize your own master? I'm the real Cortex.
Alright, good section there.
I am.
Alright, so yeah, this is the final part. You want to explain what we're going to be doing here, Clock?
Using every single mask basically without hitting the ground. We're just going to be flying through the air, essentially, going from mask to mask to mask. It's going to be a lot in a very short amount of time, so don't stress if you miss some of it. It's a very fast section with a lot of things going on at the same time.
Nice.
There's also going to be a... Did you get the damage abuse? Yep, nice, good. Okay, awesome.
All right,
yeah, so there's a little damage abuse. There's a platform that you can stand on and wait for, but since Crispy had a mask, he could just go straight through it.
Yeah, for some reason those lasers don't insta-kill you, but the ones in the bottom do. So, kind of cool that we got that.
Well, I mean, considering the ones at the bottom, like, drop you into the death plane, that makes sense.
Yoink.
So now we're up to the final boss fight, where...
Can we get a yoink in chat?
He yoinks all of our masks, as he says, and he uses them all against us.
Assistant, go! Unbelievable!
So yeah, this is the last boss.
Non-existence.
I was about to say this is your final chance to save Crunchy's job, but his job's been saved.
We're well past that point at this.
My job is more than saved. I got a promotion.
You got a promotion.
Unless CJ wants to bump it up to 4,100 real quick.
Oh, I've got another shift tomorrow. I'm sure he will at some point.
That's just a Christmas bonus at that point.
Time out, time out.
Yeah.
Annihilator, fire!
So yeah, this is very reminiscent of engine lasers.
What's the matter?
Yeah, a lot of these phases are kind of throwbacks. Realistically, this whole game just has so many throwbacks to previous Crash games, previous Activision IPs, other Toys for Bob games. It even has Spyro references hanging around.
Down. Confused? Disoriented? I can see your tiny brain cells frying.
So what we're doing in this fight is we're just basically trying to hit all these platforms, and then Cortex will spawn an assistant at us, and we spin those assistants back at him.
Yep.
Unbelievable!
And these platforms in particular, they can spawn either really quickly or really slowly, and it's really annoying when they spawn slowly.
Can't keep up the pace.
Okay, and now the quote-unquote easiest jump in the game. This is
Easiest jump in the game.
Yeah, this is
only,
this is a run killer basically. Like if you're on a good
well,
pace.
it's only a run killer. It's only a run killer when you're on PB pace, but when you're not on PB pace, everyone gets it perfectly.
Yeah, and you know, of course, me being the guy that I am, I nailed it. So you know, there we go.
Yo.
I'm bored of your shenanigans.
Yes, this is the final phase here. Just those platforms, and then some nice little lasers that surprisingly are a lot slower on PC. If you play this game on console, they absolutely zoom.
All right, time will be on the final assistant, and time.
Nice. I'll wait for the stream to catch up.
Not like this.
Not bad. I would like to say this was a pretty good run. If it was anything under a 130, I'll be happy with it.
129.36.
129.36. You know what? I will take that. With all the deaths in there, so that's $20 that I'm donating. So,
Boom. Just
Yeah.
like that. So that puts us at $4,030. That was a great run, dude. Good job.
Damn.
awesome. Yeah, really glad to be a part of this.
You know what your PB RTA is?
My RTA PB is like a 124 or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like this would be like a. This would probably be like a 121 or 122.
Probably like a 120, 150X, I think.
Around there, yeah, like a 120, 150.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
That's a good run. That's a good run for a marathon.
Yeah, despite all the mishaps and all the skips like not working properly for some of them, but it was still a pretty good run.
That was great.
Great run. Considering you intentionally died 20 times for charity, that was excellent.
Oh yes, intentionally, yes, of course. So yeah, that's it for the run. I guess I'll give some quick shoutouts. Shoutouts to everybody watching, the SpeedDocsAthon crew. Shoutouts to my co-commentator Clock, Crunchy for keeping his job. Shoutouts to the rodent in his roof. Shoutouts to everybody in the Crash Speedrunning HD community, and of course my my stream followers and my community. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys coming through. You guys got to see an awesome run showcase here, and I was very, very happy to be a part of it. I can't wait to do more runs like this in the future. And yeah, that'll be it for me.
All right. Thank you so much, CrispyTacoz. That was an incredible run. I had a great time. Big shout out to Clock District as well for being here with us. Up next, guys, is going to be Pokemon Let's Go Eevee Any Percent Run by Headstrong. It's going to be really fun, and if you guys look at the incentives, there is one. There's actually two of them. There's one of them for naming Eevee and then naming the rival. And currently, for Eevee's name, I'm actually in the lead. Crunchy Brown, $16 here. And then Quo is in the lead for the rival's name at $45. So if you guys want to change that outcome, you definitely can. You just got to donate a couple of bucks and make it happen. There's just a $1 difference between me and Spicy, so we can definitely turn that into a bit of a competition. But let's be honest, Crunchy Brown deserves to be the Eevee.
You know what? I'm Team Crunchy on this one.
Ooh,
Team
thank
Crunchy.
you. There we
Crunchy.
go. Let's
Team
go,
Crunchy.
Team Crunchy. I like the sound of that.
We-
people.
we-
I like
Team
the sound of
Crunchy.
that.
We saved the man's job. The least we could do is make him an EV also.
Thank you to somebody. Sorry, not to somebody, but to everybody who's donated so far. I know you're going to be donating soon, Crispy. I'm going to wait on that.
Yeah.
I probably won't be the one to be going over that though. Up next on hosting duty is going to be the man himself, CJ. It's all good. He can tell you guys how you saved my job, but I'm going to be passing things off to him. We're just going to be going through a little ad beforehand, and that'll be it for me this evening. But I will be back tomorrow for some more not commentary, but hosting. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much to everybody who's donated. You've all been excellent, chat. I'll be hanging out with you for the rest of the night either way. Peace out.